So, welcome to Red Rivals, and today we're gonna dive into the tactical setup of Chelsea versus PSG. So, first things first, let me just talk about how the game went. So, this is the good stuff. So, okay, so according to my notes, initial stages Chelsea were low-key dominating. Like I was watching the match and I thought that the double pivot of Reece James and Moises Caicedo would not work as well as I thought it would, but it was a masterclass. I'll tell you why. Then Caicedo Reece James double pivot looked good initially, but I had not watched the full match yet, so I did not know how generational and not even generational, like how brilliant of a move it would be by Enzo Maresca. And the thing which Chelsea were doing in the initial stages, which really worked, was that they were trying to shut Vitinha, Joao Neves, and Fabian Ruiz's midfield trio by pressing narrow and high. I'll put a screenshot, I'll show you. So that is what they were doing, and because of this, Donnarumma had no other option but to pass it to Hakimi or Nuno Mendes. And as soon as the pass were going to that, it was just a zonal press towards that flank, which really worked and forced PSG to go long. And when PSG went long, I don't know how, but Malo Gusto dealt with Kvicha Kvaratskhelia brilliantly, and Cucurella dealt with Dembele. I still refuse to believe how Cucurella managed to shut Dembele up, because every Chelsea fan was saying that you have to pass the Cucurella test in order to be like a valid winger or something. But Cucurella, really, we have to give him flowers for what he did yesterday, and he's really underrated in my opinion because of the Euros gimmick. Like, people hate him, but I think he's good. So the next thing, Chelsea were playing very aggressive from the beginning. Why? Because they wanted to suffocate PSG up top, and they wanted to score the goals as soon as possible so that they could defend. So what they were doing is that while building up, they were playing a 2-3-5 system in which Pedro Neto and Malo Gusto were the wingers. That is really vital. Pedro Neto and Malo Gusto were the wingers in that system, and the two centre backs were Levi Colwill and Trevor Chalobah, and the three midfielders were Enzo, Caicedo, and Reece James. I gotta give it to you, man. So, and the front five, Pedro Neto, Malo Gusto, Cole Palmer, then my bad, I'm forgetting someone, Joao Pedro and Cucurella. Yeah, Cucurella was there. So when Chelsea were trying to play the game, what I felt they were trying to do is beat PSG's press. How can you beat a press? It is very simple, by going long. They went long from the get-go, and I don't know how, but Robert Sanchez did it really well. What they were doing is, because PSG is a team which puts their fullback up high, okay, there is a space to be exploited on the flanks. Since Chelsea were dropping deep to attract PSG's press and to attract Hakimi and Nuno Mendes, there was space on the flanks, and Robert Sanchez, Reece James, Caicedo, all of them were pinging long balls to Joao Pedro and Pedro Neto. Joao Pedro was beautiful yesterday. Beautiful. I can't tell you how good he was, and I don't know, it just felt right to see him play for Chelsea. Like, he belongs to a big club, and Chelsea in the Champions League next year would be brilliant to watch. That is one thing. And Cole Palmer. Let's talk about Cole Palmer later. So that is what Chelsea were trying to do, and PSG's tactic, I don't know how it did not work, because as I can see and as I can show you, PSG were playing really narrow in the midfield, and you can see that a lot of the players, 4 players, were in the central zone, which is a lot. And because of that, as you can see from Chelsea's heat map, they are pocketing narrow central spaces, and I think that is where they succeeded. Since they did not have a central striker, PSG, it was very easy for Chalobah and Colwill to just ram up the wingers and hit them, which they did really well in my opinion. I did not think that Chalobah had it in himself, but well, props to him. So that's one thing which happened. And because of the high press of Chelsea and Chelsea forcing PSG to go out wide, most of PSG's attacks came from the wings. Right? So this is how it was going on. Chelsea have the ball. Chelsea throw long balls. Joao Pedro picks it up, drives it inside, tries to cut it back. Short miss or whatever. PSG get the ball. Since Chelsea is already high and Chelsea is pressing really well, it is very easy. They just get the ball, try to press PSG, and when they can't, or if they're successful, the ball eventually goes out wide. And when the ball goes out wide, since Chelsea's structure itself is so narrow, there is space on the wings. But PSG did not play with a striker, so there is no one to pin the centre backs. This is where PSG lost the game. If they would have had a Gonzalo Ramos or someone who was running behind the centre backs, I think the system would have worked better. Because of the Chelsea centre backs being free to tackle the wingers till the Chelsea defense and midfield came back, that is why Chelsea were able to be safe even in their own half. And I did not see any moment in which PSG played a few passes and tried to shoot. All I was trying to see is PSG are trying to make something beautiful out of nothing, and Robert Sanchez was there to clear it up like prime Manuel Neuer, for those of us who remember. So that's pretty much it, and it's not. We all know it's not. Till we cannot talk about Cole Palmer. I can't tell you, this is literally my notes. Okay, 21 minutes, Cole Palmer scored the goal, and if you all saw the game, minute 8, okay, some move happened and Joao Pedro back heel pass to Cole Palmer, and Cole Palmer just hit it wide. And if you were sitting in the stands and opposite side of the shot which Cole Palmer took, the ball landed in such a way that people were cheering because they thought it was a goal, but it wasn't. Cole Palmer ran it back twice, passing the ball into the back of the net twice. Too easy. And this is literally my note. I don't know if I'll have to censor this or not. It's just Cole effing Palmer and run it back Palmer. It's a masterclass, and I don't know what to talk about really, because Cole Palmer, for the thumbnail, yeah, because I do not know what to talk about really, because Cole Palmer was genuinely world class today, and it's really seen how Maresca trusts Palmer with breaking the play. If a certain play is going on in Chelsea's system, you have to pass to Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo runs ahead. So there's a space in the number 9 position for Chelsea where Caicedo goes, so that Joao Pedro occupies the wing, and then you pass to Reece James, and then the ball goes to Cole Palmer on the right wing. And when it goes to Cole Palmer, he has been given the full liberty to do whatever he wishes to do. And I think that is a sign of a great manager, where you're not, limiting the capabilities of your players and you're letting them express themselves. That is why even I felt like Joao Pedro had a brilliant game, because he was doing step overs and whatnot, and it didn't really work out, but he was, instilling some fear into the PSG defenders and the backline. Let's talk about Nuno Mendes. He had a pretty bad game, but it is nothing on his reputation. He's a great. He's still the best left back in the world. Please, stop Chelsea fans. He won the battle, not the war. Hakimi and Nuno Mendes will always win the war. But another talking point, Reece James. Sorry, Reece James, I doubted you. You are the best fullback in the Premier League. There, I said it. See, I was a Trent lover before he left for Madrid. Now I can speak my heart out. You are the best fullback in the league, and it's a shame that you get injured so often. It's a shame, because you truly can play anywhere you want, and you're really good on the ball. Off the ball also, you're defensively great. It's a shame he got injured again. But last but not least, I just want to talk about Malo Gusto. Me and Sam watched, I think, Liverpool versus Chelsea last season, and there was that match itself was a disaster class for Malo Gusto, because he got spun by Luis Diaz, and there was a particular pass, I think, which Trevor Chalobah played, and he just missed the pass and it went for outside. So we don't really rate Chaloba, but he is good. So I think, in my opinion, I don't think anyone saw Chelsea being the champions, but here we are. Typical underdog story. Bye.